Well, very shocking announcement. Yes, as you guys see right here, I hopped back on Maximum Football. I haven't been on it since I don't know how long ago, but it's been a very long time. And on top of that, Maximum Football just announced that they're going to be releasing on PlayStation 5 on June 17th, I believe. So, because of that, I went ahead and jumped back on Maximum Football and just see what they have to offer. I'm not gonna lie, getting back on this game felt very weird. Now, I can't remember how many seasons they're in. I'm guessing this is their second season. I haven't stayed updated with the game or anything of that sort, so I have no clue where the game currently stands, but I guess we're currently in the Vice Blitz season, so without further ado, let's get right into the things I've noticed that has been a big difference since the last time that I played this game. So, not looking into like the dev notes and all the details of what they actually done. I'm just giving you guys a take of what I'm visually seeing and the feeling of what I experienced during today's gameplay. Now, since the last time I played, they only had like 3 fields, I believe, and now they have a couple more fields, and this is one of the new fields, which is a football field on a carrier ship. So, before I dive into the gameplay, which is a full gameplay match that I did not edit whatsoever because I just want you guys to see everything that goes down during the introduction. From the last time I played, they didn't really have commentary during the introduction. Now, I know that they had a little bit newer introduction, and today's video, you're going to see a little bit newer introduction compared to the last time that I visited this game, and also hear the commentary during the introduction, which once again they didn't have that the last time that I played this game. So without further ado, enjoy the introduction with the brand new commentary.
Thank you for joining us on Maximum Sports today. I'm Garrett Fertig, joined by Dan Walks in the booth.
Thank you, Garrett. You know, I've been waiting for today's matchup all week.
Introducing our first standout this evening.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing about him all week. I am happy to see him finally play.
Also introducing another high-class athlete.
Oh, he is a great leader and motivates his teammates to perform under pressure.
They really have to counter this atmosphere early. It's no easy feat in a place like this.
Indeed. The key for them is to adapt, compose themselves quickly. Communication is key.
And here's our passionate hosts making a thunderous entrance. The fans are giving them a hero's welcome.
Oh, it's a sight to see. Their preparation for the game is palpable. They're ready to defend their house.
Okay, we now go to the coin toss. A couple of these guys might know each other.
So it seems like they did certainly boost and improve on the commentary. Like I said, the last time I played didn't have commentary during the introduction. Now they do. So throughout this match, I did listen in on the commentary, and once again, it was well improved since the last time I played it. Now, starting out the game, I was trying to do the kickoff cheese, which for those that don't know, the last time I played, I showcased all the glitches and exploits that you can do, and a lot of people was running it online. But I was doing this for the sole purpose for the devs to fix and address these type of issues. Now, it took me a while to get the groove of the feeling of the game because the gameplay mechanics feel so much different compared to the last time that I played. It feels a little bit more smoother, more quicker in a way, but for the most part, it's just more smoother. I did notice a little newer animations, especially with the running and just the flow of the movement in general. And it's a big improvement, I'm not gonna lie. And look, starting off the game, I'm already getting cheesed by the AI, throwing a dot against me. For those that don't know, every time I play the AI, for some reason in this game, I always get belt to ass moments. Like AI be doing the craziest things. Now, this was kind of crazy to witness. They missed an extra point. Yeah, that's still a thing. So the AI will still miss, extra point, field goals, and things of that sort. But it seems like that's still issue where it's like easy chip shots, they will miss it compared to long distant field goals, they will automatically make it, which you guys will see later on in today's match. As far as the kickoff, the kickoff cheese I try to do starting off the game, once again, I believe they addressed that, but I haven't found a sweet spot just yet. Now, as far as the gameplay moves, as you guys have seen, I've done a spin move. I did find out that the spin move is so OP compared to the juke move. And of course, the other moves that you input, like stiff arming, truck stick, it still works properly. But I found out that the spin move, is very overpowering. Now, I do enjoy the gameplay speed. It's much more quicker. It kind of feels like college football in a way. Now, from holding turbo, not holding turbo, you kind of really see a difference between the speed between players and getting to the top speed. So that was great to witness during this match. Also, the time in the pocket is very quick. Like they would get back to me very quick as I was trying to do my money play that I remember of. This double out wrap move always gets open now. I'm unsure what happened here. It was great coverage by the DB, but for the most part, man, that DB will get cooked every time. So to see a little bit difference and improvement from the DBs, I guess based off overall play recognition, whatever else ratings that they have to offer, they play that a little bit better. But you guys are going to see how I pretty much go back to that money play throughout the game and establish to make it work the same way that I done from the last time that I played this game. So it's still kind of broken in a way. I mean, now with the pass rush that you guys would notice throughout this match, like, bruh, I was getting my ass beat. I could not get enough time to, let the play develop. The players on defense was getting block sheds or getting quick pressure on me, and I was just not used to it compared to the last time that I played. And, I try to make adjustments about the running back. Sometimes the running back doesn't get there, but for the most part, I did enjoy that type of pass rush presence because, like I said, there's a big difference from before. I used to let plays develop. I can just launch it downfield. Now that there's block shedding pass rush, it gives a good balance. Now, I was trying to figure out what I used to do defensive wise, where I believe I was just doing man blitz or blitzing. And when you do that, the quarterback will automatically take off every single time as the CPU does that. But now it seems like the CPU will get the ball quicker off, like for like check down passes and things of that sort. So it's great that they developed the AI to be more aware of those type of situations. So yes, of course, I couldn't cheese like I'd done before because once again, like I said, I'd done certain blitzes where every time I blitz got free through the gap or outside edge pressure, the CPU quarterback will automatically every single time take off. So they kind of do that depending, I guess, on the player type, build type of the player, and other ratings and just all that stuff. So, like I said, I'm not too sure what makes an effect on that, but that's a big improvement that I like to see. Now, you guys see this field goal. It's pretty far out. And of course, like I said, compared to short field goals, they will miss more often compared to distant field goals. Like I said, this doesn't make sense to me why it happens, but it does happen. And I think that's still an issue, and I'm not sure how they will go about that. But at least you do have those type of moments where they do miss from time to time, and it's not always guaranteed. So that's kind of a plus in my books, but that's still the same issue, like I said from before. Now, I didn't really go in depth with a variety of different plays because, like I said, I was just trying to do my money play, my go-to play. Um, there's a lot of plays I know for a fact that just does not work too well, or I don't run it to perfection. But also, it's kind of tough now that it seems like there's a little bit more formations and plays, and just trying to read the defense as hard as is because how players are aligned. So trying to read the defense in general is still a hard thing, and that's what I like about this game as well. But yeah, overall, the flow of the moving mechanics, it just flows so well, and I really love what they got to for that perspective of just moving around with the players. It just feels so much more smoother compared to before. I feel like I can move around freely now compared to before, where I was kind of like stuck at times trying to move around. It doesn't flow as smooth like it does now. Also, I noticed there's like throw out of um, sack animations, like you guys see right here. If you get hit while throwing the ball, it will be disrupted before. That was never the case, and you can just launch the ball downfield. So that's another big improvement that I noticed in this game. Once again, I do love the little contact bump interactions. Like if you're colliding with somebody else in the block animation or just colliding with somebody else, it does slow you down. You will see that animation play out. And it's cool that they have these little details. So they're slowly implementing and improving this game over time. And like I said, they've probably done so much stuff since the last time I played, but it's definitely showcasing. Like even having the stars underneath the players, I guess it's indicating the best players on the field. So that's another great graphic thing that they improved visually to showcase. Like I said before, they didn't have that. Now, at this point in time with the game, I wasn't expecting to get as dominated, but once again, as I was trying to figure out the controls and get used to it, it's like, man, they really stepped up their improvements on the game and it's going to show. And the CPU is just whooping me now. Of course, I had these two fumbles that I should have got, but unfortunately, it didn't get in my favor. Now, as I was getting absolutely slaughtered, honestly, I was thinking about just quitting this game. Like, I've seen enough as an improvement. There's some stuff that I still don't like, but overall, heading for PlayStation 5, if it has the same version, I feel like it would be a great step for everybody to enjoy the game. But for me, like I said, there's still some stuff that doesn't really get my attention catered to continuing to play this game. But don't hold my word on that. I may get back into this game because how it feels right now. So my mind may have changed. But right now, as you guys see in the bottom right corner, it says internet connection. I basically have no internet connection. And this was still a problem for the PC version where I don't know, for some reason my build of the game or something, even the devs couldn't even figure it out. But every time I tried to play an MPL, which is the Ultimate Team game mode for this game, every time I tried to look for an online match, it just took me forever to find a match. And then, as if, it found a match but wouldn't load me in with my opponent, so the timer would just reset. And because of that, I just simply could not get into any matches whatsoever, and they could not figure out a fix for that. So imagine spending money and you can't even play online just because it won't connect you to anybody. So that has been my ongoing issue with, I guess, the build of my game. So hopefully in PlayStation 5, once it comes, it would fix that and I'm able to like connect with other players to compete online. Now, of course, they do have invite a friend and all that, but I want to just play online in general. I just want to try out some things and see how it works online and also see what people do that exploit and cheese the game and give it some light so the devs can possibly fix some stuff. And like I said, I can't experience that type of deal because I'm unable to play online. Now, aside from that, this game is really not catered to online play. The offline perspective that this game has to offer, it's well done. And you guys have seen in the past how enjoyable my offline experience has been with playing against a computer. Also, they do have coach mode, which is a highly requested thing that I want in a football video game that they basically brought back to life. And of course, they're going to be improving it over time, but how they done it is spot on. And I feel like I need to hop back on this because they have my favorite mode to experience this game. But overall, experiencing this game offline is the way to go. You're going to get the best experience playing this game offline in general. Just because how the gameplay flows offline, I mean, it's just a much more enjoyable experience, as we all know from playing online, where a lot of people would just abuse mechanics to break the game and it just makes it unenjoyable. But because with the current situation that they have with the connection between players online, I don't think it's going to work as well when it does come to PlayStation 5. But who knows? It may be a fix for it. And of course, there's going to be a whole lot of new players playing this game. And maybe we're going to have an easier way to connect online. So we just got to see and find out how that's going to end up working. But I just hope it doesn't have, the issues that we currently had on PC. But who knows? There's just a broader availability for console players to get their hands on experience with this game compared to PC. Now, you take a look at this play, I make a great play, half my stamina goes down, and I'm unsure if that was a factor for why 19 was able to catch up to me or just the speed rating difference. But man, to see me get hawked down like that is pretty crazy. Now, throwing animations, it seemed like they got a little bit newer animations and it does flow a little bit smoother since last time I played, getting the ball off and all that. So, like I said, Maximum Football has done some really good things with the improvement wise from the last time I played it. And, this is probably the tipping point for me to possibly get back into this game because it does feel a lot more better since my last visit. Now you guys see right here, I hit my money play. I finally got the groove back, and like I said, this play is like automatic every time. But I did have my star receiver against probably a trash cornerback, so it worked out fine on this play. Now I was curious if my 2 point money play was still automatic. For those that don't know, it's just dishing out this wheel route to the running back, and it's like an automatic catch every single time. And it doesn't matter if I'm covered or not, my running back's going to come down with it. So, of course, I had to test it out and check it out. It still works like a charm. And it's still money. So, of course, this is still a thing. I'm not sure if it's a issue, but of course, when it comes to the gameplay perspective, it does seem like an issue if it's an automatic touchdown or a catch every single time, no matter what the coverage is. So, that's great to know that that's still in the game, even though I feel like it's still easy regardless to get yardage because how the audibles is, you can pick any play depending on how the look of the formation is, and you can just automatically pick plays that would guarantee you some yards. So they do have, a 50-50 thing on that type of deal when it comes to those type of situations. Now, as far as situations, I feel like the AI is still kind of dumbed down. They don't have the IQ that they should have. So you guys are going to basically see it in this match. It's kind of crazy that I was able to capture, most of these issues in one match. And this is my first match just getting back on the game. Now, speaking on the issues, there's another one coming up where you can have the punt being blocked every single time. And it seems like they still haven't really fixed that. And it doesn't matter about the formation and how they line up. I showed you guys in the past how to do it, and I'm going to show it again how to do it in this game. So, of course, I get them to a fourth down situation, come out and punt. It's just a regular punt, it's only one play that showcases the formation. You just take the left outside guy and wrap him around over top. Once the ball's hike, you just wrap around and you can block it. Now, I'm not sure if I had to dive or, jump up to deflect it. I just kind of just ran through it, so I'm guessing I had to push those icons to do it. I think before they will automatically block it, and I guess they took that away, but as you guys seen, I still got close to the point where I'm able to still block the punts. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to block it in this game. But just to showcase it again, that is still a ongoing issue. And I don't know how they're going to fix it unless they completely revamp how the players align on those formations. Now, in this match, you guys see that, I'm making a comeback. One cool thing that I noticed that they done is having the no huddle. I believe before they didn't have no huddle, and in this game you guys are going to see me no huddle and basically see how it works. But it works very well. It works very smooth, and I like how everybody has to run back to the line of scrimmage instead of like Madden or so, where they kind of just snap back into alignment. I think this is more of a realistic way to have this happen, and also it kind of runs down time instead of just an automatic chew clock like Madden college football. But as I'm trying to make my way back into this game, which is kind of crazy to see what happens that transpires towards the ending of this match. This is where I go to say that the AI once again is still kind of dumbed down. They don't have that kind of awareness to know that you're in a situational spot to like you have to try to get downfield in a short amount of time. You have to use timeouts and all that stuff. So that has been a issue since, the last time I played. So to see it still happening, I feel like it would be a while for them to get the situational awareness down for the AI to be adapting. So, as I'm making my way downfield, right, everything is looking promising. I'm making plays, and everything is just working out pretty good the way I want it to work out. And, I was kind of shocked that I was going to have this opportunity to make a comeback and make an epic first video match back on Maximum Football. I wasn't expecting it to happen like this, but it did, and I also experienced a brand new issue. I believe before I haven't really experienced this, and from what I remember, which obviously I don't remember how overtime works, but you guys are going to see how it works in this game. And I'm unsure if I, have to tweak settings. I'm not sure if it's on a certain setting for like uh NFL or college rule or whatever the case may be. But you guys are going to see how it works, and I'm not sure if they have that as a setting in the game. So that's another thing that I never looked really into detail with. So, anyways, I was able to get a touchdown, then end up converting on the 2 point conversion. Now the game is tied. All I have to do is play kind of conservative and not have any BS happen to me. And of course, like I said before, I always have those BS moments that happens to me when I play the computer, just like in my previous video on College Football 25 where I played San Diego State. And bruh, the CPU was doing money plays and it was just back and forth scoring, and then we go in overtime and they end up beating me. So I always have the craziest experiences when I play against a computer. So you guys are going to see it here, and it literally almost happens. So, I'm playing dumb. I'm just trying to send pressure, leaving, just one on one for sure. I feel like the computer can easily just dime me downfield. Now, thinking about it, you think the AI would try to get downfield quickly and score. Now, of course, they kind of really don't, but I'm sending pressure at the same time. Crazy thing is, like right here, they almost get it, but I go into like a prevent defense, right? For some odd reason, I don't know how it happens, but my defense gets beat deep, and you guys gonna see it for yourself. I literally almost just handed them a easy touchdown when they should have got it on that previous play. So you're basically going to be looking at the left side of the field, and my safety just does not play deep zone, and thank God we was able to stop him. Now, here's the odd thing that happens. They don't call a timeout. They do have 1 second left, and they could have won a game by kicking the field goal. The time is stopped, which I don't know why, but, you know, they run the ball, and it goes into overtime where they could have clearly won the game with a field goal kick. Now, I don't know why the time stopped. Time should have been running, but yet they don't call a timeout. Kind of weird, right? So overtime, I get ball, and I'm on my 25-yard line or their 25-yard line. This is where it doesn't make sense, right? So I'm thinking it's like college football. You got to score, and then they get a possession, right? So, of course, I'm running through it, and everything's going as usual. I'm trying my best to get a touchdown. Right here, I make a great play, almost scoring. Now I got a couple plays to pretty much punch this in and to probably go on the opposite end of possession, try to stop them and win the game, right? That's my thought going into this. So, very next play, first and goal. I try to just run up the gut. I get absolutely stuffed. So I was like, wow, that's great. Let me do the same thing, but do a toss play. And I end up flipping it to the left. And I get a easy touchdown, right? So now it just comes down to just kicking the extra point, then having the opportunity to stop them on defense. What happens next is kind of mind blowing, and I don't know what happened, but I go to kick the extra point. And of course, the CPU blocks my extra point field goal attempt. And I'm like, okay, so all they got to do is score a touchdown, kick the extra point to win the game. But for some odd reason, they don't get an opportunity. The game is over, and that's how I win the game. So I'm kind of confused on that, but I'm not sure if that's the way the overtime works in this game. If you guys have been playing this, please let me know if that's the case. But yeah, I was kind of puzzled with this end result, but all in all, I had an epic comeback and I ended up winning the game. So, with that being said, my experience getting back onto this game, is it worth it now that it's going to be coming to PlayStation 5? Now, from what they showcased in the trailer, it doesn't look like franchise is still coming out yet. Haven't seen any word about it or anything else. Not sure if we're going to get the same build version of what we currently have on PC. Who knows? But the big question is it actually worth playing on PlayStation 5? And yes, it is to a degree. If you want another option to play another football game offline, well, this is your best bet. I wouldn't recommend playing this game online whatsoever, just because I wouldn't know how the online connectivity will work, and I wouldn't want you to waste your money on a broken online connection service where you can't compete online with the team that you make. So, unless it's fixed, then yes, spend all the money that you want. But other than that, just enjoy the game offline. Now, do I think that this game is addicting enough to consider to consistently play? No. But if you're tired of Madden and college football, well, I will consider this game for another option for the time being. Until, of course, you know who ESG football drops. That would be the next game to get your hands on experience because that game's going to be hella addicting. But it's about time that Maximum Football does release on console for PlayStation 5. I know they released on Xbox. I'm not even sure where they're at with the updates and version for that. But like I said, hopefully on PlayStation 5 they have the same version that's like up to date where they currently are at. So we just got to see what happens. I know there's other things that's coming into store for what they have improved. I'm not sure what an update is for that, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comments of what you have seen, what you experienced, and what's to come so far that you're looking forward to with Maximum Football. But yeah, this has been my experience. Do I plan on possibly getting back into this? Maybe, but who knows? We got to see and find out what happens until June 17th happens or whatever the case, whenever the big update happens. But other than that, right now my focus is on ESG football. Till next time, I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Peace.